Namaste, lovelies. Will you join me in this beautiful heart-opening practice? Get in some comfy clothes, grab a blanket or a cushion, a couple of sturdy block kind of items, maybe an extra long non-stretchy strap. These are props that might be helpful to you in your practice, and then you can grab them anytime you feel you need them. In the meantime, join me in a seated posture of some sort. You could prop yourself up against a wall, you can sit in a chair, you can sit on the mat and sit on top of your blanket or your cushion, and that gives you a little bit of height for your hips and makes your low back feel a little bit better. You don't have to sit cross-legged. It took me a long time to get my hips open enough to sit in this position. Otherwise, meet me in the seated posture of some sort. Maybe closing your eyes, turning your gaze downward, or even fixing your gaze on something that isn't moving, just to give yourself an opportunity to let go of the external distractions and say hello to yourself. Just notice how things are for you in this moment without needing to change, fix, or judge. Let's turn our attention towards the sense of ourselves breathing here. If you were to describe your breathing in one or two simple words, what would those one or two simple words be? And then let's expand the breath open and wider here. So as you inhale, draw breath all the way down into the belly. Feel your belly, your ribs, and your chest move. And as you exhale, feel your chest, your ribs, and your belly move. Inhaling all that beautiful prana, life force, energy, oxygen. And exhaling anything that doesn't serve you in this moment. So let's do this really big, beautiful breath. So take an inhale, big, 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 big breath. And then a big noisy sigh. Yeah, make some noise. Shake your head if you need to. And let's do that again. Inhale. Big sigh. Let those shoulders drop down. And just notice how good that feels, all by itself. Let's roll the shoulders towards your ears, hug them back towards each other, drop them down, and we'll do that a few more times. Roll them open, back and down. Let's do one more here. And if you're seated anywhere other than down on the mat, maybe make your way down here and meet me here. Take your right hand down to the mat beside you, take your left hand out to the side, stretch a little bit further out to the left here, come up and over into this nice, big, beautiful side bend, and let go of any tension you might be holding in your neck, maybe your jaw and your eyebrows. Make silly faces if you need to. Take a breath with both arms coming all the way to the sky. Grab your fingers, flip your palms. Give yourself a big good morning stretch. Lift your chin. And then we'll take the left hand down beside you. Right arm reaches out to the right. Maybe lean a little over to the right. Get a little longer in the arm. Come up and over, side bend to the left. And again, release any tension you might be holding in your neck, your jaw. Bring both hands to the sky. Give yourself a big good morning stretch. Maybe flip your palms over. Yes. And then keep your hands together. Just take them out in front of your chest. Now round as though you were holding a giant beach ball, and let your body move into that rounded position here. Now if your feet are crossed, you're going to want to uncross them. Take your hands around behind you. Lean backwards on your hands, maybe lifting your knees. And press down as though you were kind of hanging out on the beach, and then the sun comes out. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Feels so good. All right, make your way onto your hands and knees, and I've got a blanket here for a little bit of cushioning on my knees. So I'm going to invite you maybe to do the same. I'm opening up my blanket quite wide. And in your hands and knees position here, we're going to make sure that your hands are spread out really wide so that you've got a good foundation. And take the nice neutral spine where the shoulders are flat and your head is supported by your neck. Just pause here for a moment and notice what it feels like to actually connect to the earth with your hands and your legs. Take a huge inhale again, big, big breath in. Exhale, pull your spine towards the sky, tucking your chin, looking at your belly button, tuck your tail. And then notice your back here is in the rounded position. Let's go in the exact opposite direction. So let your belly drop down towards the mat. As your chin lifts, your chest lifts. And we'll go a couple more times just like this. So on the exhalation, round your spine in angry cat. And then inhale, come to that back bend or cow belly position. Make sure you're moving your head and your tail at the same time as you exhale one more time here. Inhale, come to the cow belly or nice back bend here. Now bring your big toes towards each other and take some space between your knees. Shift your hips backwards as though you're pushing your backside to the wall behind you. Stretch your arms way out in front of you. So it's like a big cat stretch here. Big, beautiful cat stretch. And we'll take our left hand, wiggle the fingers of your left hand and the toes of your right foot, and drag your left hand down the mat towards your right knee. Now go underneath your right arm, scoot under, peekaboo underneath your right arm. Take a big breath, inhale. And then let's take this left hand back out in front of you here, reaching. And we'll do the same with the right hand. So wiggle the fingers of the right hand, toes on the left foot, slide your hand down towards your knee, and then scoot underneath your arm, peekaboo underneath your left arm. Take a full breath, inhale. Feel it move across your back. Exhale. Beautiful. Come reach back out to center. Good stretch here, just like a cat waking up. Now, leave your hands where they are, but come up onto your knees and tuck into that nice big rounded angry cat. We're going to move forward, letting the hips come down to the mat. Let your belly come down and let your chest come down. Slide back so that your pelvis is on that cushion or that blanket, and then slide the elbows forward, lifting your chest into a posture called Sphinx Pose. So you're going to press down. So if you look down, your elbow and your bicep and your shoulder are all in a line. So you want to be able to lift your chest freely. If your elbows are too far back, you're going to feel stuck. If they're too far forward, you're going to feel stuck. So there's this really nice little Goldilocks place. And then just relax your neck here. Maybe look over your shoulder for your foot. Look over the other shoulder for your foot, so you're releasing all that tension. And then take a breath in the middle. And then slowly lower down, let your elbows turn out. Rest your forehead on the mat for a moment. And then press yourself back up into that hands and knees position. Take a nice rounded angry cat posture here. And release into the cow belly one more time. So I'm going to grab my blocks and I'm going to set them up on either side of the mat here. I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to place my hands on the blocks here, but I'm going to take my right leg and bring my knee towards my nose, and then I'll step that foot all the way to the baby finger side of that block. Just move the block out of the way as you rise up, and then I can take the block back to the outside. And I can always lift the blocks up, but I bring my chest up. Maybe I put my hands on my thighs. And I'm going to let this shin bone be straight up and down here. And then I'm going to take the arms all the way to the sky. Good stretch up. And then bring them down. We're going to step that front foot backwards. So this is where the blocks come in handy. Nice. Makes a nice little lift for your arms. And then let's do this on the other side. So take a big rounded angry cat position here, and we'll bring the left knee to your nose and step the foot all the way to the baby finger. So the block is on the inside. I'm going to take it to the outside. Make sure my shin bone is straight up and down. Maybe take my hands to the tops of the blocks, or take my hands to my knee, and then stretch the arms all the way up. Beautiful. Bring your hands down and then step your foot backwards. I'm just going to move these blocks out of the way. Take another breath, inhale. Exhale in the neutral position here, so spine long, head is supported by neck. And then with your toes tucked under, So bend your toes, walk your hands backwards towards your knees until you can lift your knees. Put your feet down on the mat and lift your backside up as you're looking at your shin bones. And then slowly roll up, keep knees nice and bent. And we're going to take a nice breath, inhale all the way up to the top. Good stretch up. And then exhale, bring your hands down and draw your hands behind your back, lock your fingers together. Hug your shoulder blades towards your spine, hug your elbows towards each other, and then reach back and lift your chest. So we kind of did this earlier when we were in the seated posture with our hands behind our back. Big, beautiful breath here. Release the hands, dropping them down beside you. Come into a beautiful standing mountain posture. So really beautiful, proud posture here. Take a big breath, inhale, reach all the way to the sky. Exhale, relax your knees and put your hands down on your legs. Walk your hands back down your legs and then back down onto your knees. Now take a nice little angry cat around your spine. And then come to that back bend one more time, cow belly. And then release. Let yourself roll over onto your back. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. Rolling over onto your back. Let your knees stay up and your feet flat. Drop your knees against each other, but walk your feet away from each other. Let your hands rest on your belly and your heart. Let yourself breathe into those two hands. So move your belly, move your heart. Fill the chest, fill the ribs. Exhale, big sigh. And take a moment here just to say thank you to yourself. Imagine yourself lying in the beam of a beautiful light. And this light shining down on you envelops you completely. And it's warm, like a beautiful hug. The light comes around from underneath you through the back of your heart, fills your chest, and then shines back out the front of your heart. And so there's this beautiful loop of white light beaming down on you, coming around the back, filling you up, and then radiating out. Now imagine this light radiating out of you starts to get bigger than the light that shines down on you. And it starts to spread out and around you. And that light starts to envelop all of the people around you in your circle. And as it envelops the people in your circle, it can't seem to stop, and it wants to surround people outside of your circle. And then that light gets a little bit wider. And interestingly, as you watch this light circling around, it doesn't get weaker. It gets stronger. And it circles around people outside of your circle into the circles of the people around you. And this light is swirling around. Swirling around and swirling around. Enveloping more and more. And this beautiful warm hug is being felt by everyone. And the light continues to shine down on you, circle around from the behind and then out through the front of you. Out into the world, past your own circle into all the other circles. And this light is coming from you. And letting this image stay with you as you move back into your day. Gently guiding your awareness back, but keeping the feeling of sending all of that beautiful warm light and those hugs out into the world from your heart. As you call yourself back, gently inviting in some small movements, maybe just a deeper breath or blinking your eyes. And when you're ready to move a little bit bigger, roll over onto your side and pause for a moment. And when you're ready to press up, come up onto your hip and stay there for a moment. And then meet me back in an upright posture of some sort. Drawing your palms together into the space in front of your heart. Letting your prayer position hands open up. Letting the palms turn away and slide away from each other so that the light coming from your heart is guided out. And continues to be guided out. Take a moment to say thank you to yourself for coming to practice today. I'm going to chant a single Om to seal the practice, and of course you're welcome to chant with me. But I'm also going to chant a little loving kindness meditation prayer at the end. Lokai samasti sukhino bhavnatu. May all beings feel loved. May all beings feel happy. May all beings be well. May all beings feel safe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaskar.